The fate of all reality is on the line. Show me your moves!
Is this it? Everyone's here?
Call NewScapePro Marvel, because they're making the most ambitious crossover the world has ever seen. Quite literally, this crossover contains basically every relevant NewScapePro character since fucking Chapter 2 Season 5. It's not a joke either. They have literally brought, like, in today's video we're reviewing the NewScapePro Chapter 3 Season 2 end event. And Jesus fucking Christ, they have brought so many characters back. I went insane figuring them all out. I don't think I even have the ability to name all the NewScapePro characters who show up in this finale. But yeah, we've got like 4 key things that we're going to be speaking about today. One is the armor consistency, because NewScapePro fails at that so much. It's unfucking believable. The second one is like another one's terrible like story writing for character development, because Jesus fucking Christ, you'll see that during this video, but it's absolutely dreadful. 3 is like a third one's funny moment, because well, everyone enjoys the funny ha-has. And surprisingly enough, there is 1 or 2 actual funny moments. And the other one is that they're too reliant on the FORTNITE storyline. All 4 of these will be brought up during the remainder of this video. But to begin with, I feel like we should talk about the armor strength consistency, or the inconsistency, because, well, that's like the first thing that you actually probably notice. Because fucking hell, how like bad they can keep their consistency. Let's begin showing you the consistency stuffs.
Disco, 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 disco.
No!
The genuine daughter and the surrogate.
As you could see, just the bullets that were being shot into Omeganite, or well, this is spoilers, but that's Aura from back in Chapter 2 Season 2. But yeah, basically, with that, like, it can prove that armor can take bullets. Wait, like, pretty well as well. Like, that's not the most intense, like, depiction of the armor strength. I'll quickly show you, like, how powerful that armor is actually, like, in NewScapePro canon, because, well, just a few bullets is nothing compared to that. Like, let me just show you how strong that armor truly is.
Together!
Impressive display, but it is not enough.
As that depicted, Omeganite's armor is powerful enough to withstand several hundred bullets coming at it from drum guns. I know. This proves to me that the armor in that scene is in fact quite powerful. However, this is a contradiction to other armors that we see in the same episode, because of the different amount of damage they can take. Like this armor here, it is powerful enough to withstand several bullets coming from drum guns, which is quite powerful. And obviously, you'd think that all armor in the NewScapePro world would have the same power. It would be able to withstand the same amount of bullets, or like damage, because well, armor is armor. That you aren't going to be able to find much more powerful armor in just one random spot. But however, let me show you a clip of the IO guards who wear full body armor, just like Omeganite. However, they get taken out so much more easily.
Let's clear a path for the mech.
That was in fact 4 examples within like the same like scene of IO guards getting brutally battered by pickaxes. which is a far cry from the billions of bullets that could be blasted into Omega Knight's armour, which shows the drastic inconsistency of their armour strengths. Like, these armour strengths are absolutely, like, honestly terrible. If a pickaxe is enough to damage the IO armour, like armour that's been probably refined and developed for hundreds of years, or the armour made of a knight, armour that's made to withstand swords and all that, but like, not that well, because it's hundreds of years less developed. I feel like Omega Knight's armour should take more damage than an IO Guard's armour, because IO is a massive conglomerate type of organisation who, like, is the most powerful in the universe up until that point, yet their armour is getting brutally destroyed with pickaxes. What is that logic? That's a huge inconsistency, and yet it's just casually left in the video because NewScapePro doesn't care about that armour consistency. And when you're writing a story, you should think about everything, or else you'll have critics like me talking about how your armour is worse with your more developed individuals than your knights, which is just not correct. Because, they've been on the island long enough to know that people still use blunt items to attack others, yet they still think it's a great idea to have their armour not be, like, immune to that, not put effort into stopping that. I don't think so. I believe that NewScapePro just overlooked that entire point completely, because they care more about following the fucking NewScape, like, the fucking FORTNITE storyline. And talking about that, let's bring quickly before we leave, Meowscles, terrible father in that scene, like the scene that I showed. He literally let his kid into a battlefield. The kid can't be more than like 2 or 3, and yet he's in a battlefield. Terrible father, Meowscles. Do better. And now let me go on to the next point about the NewScapePro storyline just being the FORTNITE storyline.
Disco, 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 disco. Disco.
Really good. Everyone.
That was one scene of, like, the episode. It was, like, just of the mech stuff, with one difference, which was a couple lines of dialogue from the 2 characters, which they put in the mech as, like, their own thing. But guess what? That was that 3.5 times speed. I had to speed up 3.5 times just so you weren't watching a NewScapePro episode. That's how bloody much of the episode they dedicated to fucking the event. It's like way too much of the episode was just like what FORTNITE had already set out. The the main story of that episode was the mech event, like leading up to it, and like what happened after. That's like, but in there, like very small differences, such as people are fighting the ground troops. It's like fucking brain dead how much like effort they put into that, when they could have just made their own story and had the mech event not even be relevant. But apparently they had to do that for some unbeknown reason. And like, that's what most of NewScapePro now is. It's literally just following the storyline with a couple differences. And then there's the Midas storyline, which carries on from 8 seasons ago, which for one is nice. They have some relevancy to like something that happened in the past. 2, it's not FORTNITE at all. It's their own unique story. And 3, it actually writes out a character. That's the type of story that they should be adding, not relying on the actual thing. I would rather watch the Midas storyline the Midas story in that episode for the entire thing than the actual thing they want me to watch. Because the Midas story is actually engaging. It has development. But of course they have to throw it to the side story so they can earn more money on the FORTNITE story. It's honestly terrible that NewScapePro cares more about the money here than writing the story that's actually good. The one that they had at the side. Like, they writ off Midas in this episode, which is no spoiler, but if you're watching this, you've probably expected spoilers. Like, I'll probably put spoilers in the title or something. But yeah, NewScapePro, like, they could have easily just did the Midas story, but they had to capitalise on the mech event, which is just disgusting. Honestly, that's all I can say about this. Is that because they they could easily write a somewhat engaging story, but they care more about money. That's what this entire section is basically about. Now let's move on to the next section.
Disco, 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 disco. Disco.
You did again, Spider-Man.
Prowler, we're gonna chill here, huh?
And why do you say it? Get it.
Miles, we gotta go. Come on.
Miles, is it really you?
Wait, Uncle Larry. We'll sort this out later. Come on.
Congratulations, NewScapePro. You have finally developed a character. All it takes is 10, that's like 40, 50 seconds, which I sped up. And that went from Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and Prowler having a huge umbrella to them apparently knowing each other. Like, I don't know the actual story, but I doubt it took 50 seconds to figure out that Prowler was in fact this uncle guy. Like, what the fuck is this writing? It's literally horrifically bad. I don't understand how NewScapePro could decide to add that in. It's terrible. Literally, they developed their character through a 50-second scene where most of it they were fighting, and the second that Prowler heard the name Miles Morales, they decided that, oh wait, they know each other. Who the fuck wrote this? Was the person who wrote this the same person who writes on fucking fanfiction.com or something? Because this is actually horrible. I cannot understand whose brain dead, what brain dead employee wrote that into the story, and why they would even consider it. It's terrible. It's worse. It's the worst writing in the entire episode. And also, a quick snippet. The fucking voice of Prowler. I've never heard Prowler before, but it just sounds horrible in the actual video. Like, they could have changed it if Prowler's voice actually sounded like what it was in the video. They could have at least changed it to something better. But I doubt Marvel would actually do that. I'm pretty sure, in fact, NewScapePro just is that fucking lazy. They can't even make a good Prowler voice. But yeah, that's my quick snippet. Back to what we're actually talking about. How NewScapePro failed at the simplest of character development. And literally, this character development was so simple, even a monkey could do it. They could have had Prowler see Spider-Man a few episodes ago, heard the name Miles Morales, have an episode about Prowler and how he have it mentioned several times Miles Morales. So Prowler kept thinking about it until during that he I don't know, got knocked out, saw a flashback of Miles Morales, and then screamed out from his lungs his name, Prowler's real name, the uncle whatever. That would have been actual good development, which would have taken actual time, which NewScapePro fucking doesn't like. They care more about their hot topics, such as Among Us and Origin Stories, because they can't spend time on a character to make them written good. You could write any character good if you give them time. They could have made Spider-Man a good character if they gave more time to making Spider-Man a good character, but they care more about making him powerful than a good character. Like, literally, none of the NewScapePro characters of the last who knows how long, like, I'm pretty sure the last time they wrote a good character was back in like Chapter 2 Season 5. They really aren't good anymore. But yeah, that's the nitpick here. Like, that's what I had to say. They can't write any good characters anymore. All their characters are fucking terrible, and they can't develop their characters either, as I just proven. Good, I've got it. Yeah, and yeah, now we can have some fun. Let me play you some of the funniest things in the episode.
Let's go.
Hey everybody's hop in. Next stop, the battlefields.
I don't know, Gunner. Your stench is pretty overwhelming.
That's just a llama guy. Some guy in a bathrobe. Hey, what are you doing? Stop doing things!
You don't see this every day.
The fate of all reality is on the line. Show me your moves.
That all you got? Crap, dang it. This sucks.
And with that, the video's over. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, join the Discord link in the description, and leave a comment on what you'd like to see in an upcoming video, or how you found this video. And that's all. Go watch more videos of mine, because I in fact make the best videos on the YouTube platform. And goodbye.
It seems the 7 have won. We go home.
To the island?
No. Our real home.
You mean, leave the island behind?
For a time. Or maybe for good. What do you think?
I think I'm ready for a change.
Same here.